Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for May 25th, 2021, which is a Tuesday. A lot is happening today. The moon is going to trine Neptune. It is also going to trine Mars. Mars is going to trine Neptune as well. So there's a lot happening. We are building up into an eclipse that happens tomorrow. We will talk about all that, but before that, do hit the subscribe button. All right, so the first thing that I want to talk about is the Moon Mars trine. The Moon's here at 19 degrees of Scorpio, and Mars is here at 19 degrees of Scorpio. This happens around 3-4 a.m. in the morning Pacific time. And what is this energy? This energy is about emotional courage, because Mars is action, it's courage, it's willpower, and the Moon is our emotional body. In this trine, we are finding the emotional courage within ourselves. Okay, and let me also mention that the moon will move ahead to 22 degrees right here, and it will trine Neptune as well. But I want to talk about this right now because right now these three planets are making what is known as a grand trine. You can see on the chart Neptune is trining the moon is trining Mars, and Mars is trining Neptune again. They're making a grand trine, as you can see on the chart. And what is a grand trine? It's when planets make 120-degree angles in a particular element. In this case, it's the element of water. And what does water represent? Emotions. This is an extremely positive moment for our emotions. We are finding emotional courage, and we are finding emotional courage for something that we are spiritually called towards. It's magical, it's spiritual. It feels as if we are destined to do this, and now we're ready to take that action to get it done. So it's an extremely positive beginning to the day, and there will be an eclipse tomorrow. Let me tell you that. And this is a feel good energy as well. It's a feel good energy. It's an energy that will also transform us, because the moon is in the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is transformation. This energy can also be healing. It can also be cathartic. Okay? So that's happening. And speaking of Mars, Mars is going to hit 20 degrees tonight. Okay, it's at 1928. By tonight into tomorrow, it will hit 20 degrees. Now, if you watched my yesterday's video, you know that Mars hitting 20 degrees is a big deal, because we had an eclipse in Jan of 2020 at 20 degrees Cancer Capricorn axis. And this is significant because Mars crossing over that degree will release that eclipse energy. Eclipse energies stay with us for a long time. We've been carrying that eclipse energy that happened in Jan of 2020 with us until now. And now Mars coming over that spot today into tomorrow while we are building up into an eclipse is a big deal. We are releasing the old eclipse energy and getting ready to imbibe the new eclipse energy. If you want to know what the eclipse means for your particular sun sign, rising sign, you can watch my weekly horoscope video. I'll put the link in the description to know what it means for you. Okay. The next thing that I want to talk about happens in the afternoon at about 2 p.m. So I'm going to move up the chart so that you can see it. And actually, this has stopped working. I'm going to use my hand. And before that, let me also mention the moon and Neptune trine exactly at about 8 a.m. Pacific time. This is a magical feeling. This is a positive feeling. We can feel very spiritually connected to the higher realm, emotionally connected to the higher realm. Our spirituality and our emotions can be in sync at this point. So this is a very good moment. It's also a sensitive energy, but I don't think it's a negative sensitive energy. It's a positive sensitive energy. What does that mean? It means that you may be able to connect with the higher realm with more ease. That's what it means. And let's move on. Let's move on to the 2 p.m. Sorry. All right. What's happening at 2 p.m.? The moon is sextiling Pluto. Deep emotional transformation, deep emotional healing, and this is extremely potent because the moon is in a sign which is ruled by Pluto. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. So this is a doubly powerful scorpionic energy right here, and it's about transforming, it's about ending old ways of being, it's about healing, it's regeneration. So that happens in the afternoon today, and soon after that, the moon's going to move on and it is going to enter the sign of Sagittarius. Now, this is a completely different energy than we have been in the past 2.5 days. In the past 2.5 days, we have focused on transforming, ending old things, beginning new things, healing, catharsis, regeneration, intimacy, and this energy felt intense. The moon does not really like the sign of Scorpio. It does not like to be there. But now in Sagittarius, the energy has lifted. Sagittarius is the most hopeful sign of the zodiac. It is the most adventurous sign. It loves knowledge. It loves wisdom. So in Sagittarius, we will feel very optimistic. We will feel very hopeful. We will feel like going on an adventure. Okay, we will feel all these things. However, the eclipse is happening at 5 degrees of the Gemini-Sag axis. So we are very, very, very close to the eclipse happening. So you'll be feeling the intensity of the eclipse by 8 p.m. tonight. Definitely, if you're not already feeling it. And soon after this, the moon's going to move to 1 degree and square Jupiter. 90-degree angle, and this is not a fun energy because Jupiter rules Sagittarius. The moon is squaring the ruler of the sign it's in. We can feel less hopeful at this point, but we may need to adjust something, make a change, clear out an obstacle so that we can regain our hope back. But don't worry, the moon energy is always temporary. It moves so fast that you'll feel it for a few hours and then it just goes away. I mean, it doesn't go away, but then you've dealt with it. So that's what's happening. Now we are building up to a couple of things. Neptune here is going to trine Mars. We are building up to that energy. These two are going to meet up. Mercury and Venus, we are building up into the energy. And when they meet up, they are going to square Neptune. So that we will talk about. And this week we are going to see Mercury retrograde by the end of the week. If you want to know what that means for your particular rising sign, sun sign, watch my weekly horoscope. But we'll talk about it when it happens. And I do want to mention that Saturn went retrograde on 23rd May. This is a shift in energy. This is slowing down of the direct movement that we've been seeing. It's the time where we begin to reap the rewards. And again, if you want to know what that means for your rising sign, sun sign, watch my weekly video. So that's all for today. I want to keep it short. I try to keep it as short as possible. And to sum it up, I would say there's a lot of positive energy, especially when it comes to our emotions today. There can be some transformation. Towards the evening, the energy intensifies when the moon begins to square Jupiter. And however, the beginning of the day is extremely, extremely, extremely positive. And there is an eclipse tomorrow. So be prepared for that. We'll talk about it in detail tomorrow. And now I'll give you a little bit of the background on what has been happening in astrology for the past year or so that you can put this into context. The first thing is that Uranus and the North Node are semi-sextiling our goals for the past 2 months or 3 months. Since they started semi-sextiling, have been unexpected, have been unconventional. And these goals will heal our identity as we pursue them because they are making a sextile to Chiron, which is our deepest wound. It's also how we heal. And we will heal in unexpected ways this year, simply because Chiron is semi-sextile in Uranus as well. The next thing I want to talk about is the Saturn-Chiron sextile. They have been sextiling exact since Feb. And since then, we have been taking a decision or building something that would heal our identity, and this something would become tangible by the end of the year. The next is the theme of the year. Saturn and Uranus are squaring. This energy happens once in 21 years. So it's extremely rare, and this energy is about embracing the new and getting rid of the old ways of being, thinking, living, and it's about finding out what you want and who you are. Next thing is the Jupiter Saturn conjunction. They met up at 0 degrees of Aquarius in December 2020, and they began a cycle that will stay with us till 2040, and we will spend the next 2 years laying the foundation for the next 20 years. The second last thing is the Pluto Saturn conjunction. They meet up once in 33 to 38 years, and they met up in Jan of 2020, and they changed our material reality completely because they conjuncted in the sign of Capricorn, which is the very fabric of this reality. The last thing I want to talk about are the nodes. The North Node is right here and the South Node is right here. They were in the same placement between 2001 and 2003. So whatever themes, events, people, situations, events came into your life back then, you might be resolving those, building on those, or closing those out completely. We've been in this energy since May of 2020, and we will be in this energy for some more time. So that's my daily horoscope for you. Do hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.